Episode 56 HZ August 28, 2023. Kelowna, Canada wildfires, Southern Europe heat, Louisiana haze, fire promoter out of prison. https://www.newyorktimes.com/2023/08/216/World/Canada/British-Columbia-wildfires-Kelowna.html $?Search result At least 50 buildings have burned in British Columbia wildfires. The final tally of the damage will be higher, officials said, although no buildings have been destroyed over the past 24 hours as the fires ease. Dropping water in West Kelowna, British Columbia, where about 30,000 people have been ordered to evacuate. Reporting from Ottawa. August 21, 2023. Excerpts edited by Rozep for brevity and clarity and relationship to residents against wood smoke emission particulates. At least 50 buildings were consumed by wildfires in Kelowna, British Columbia, over the past few days, but the final tally will be higher. Attempts to assess the destruction have been slowed by melted street signs, destroyed address markers on houses and impassable roads, as well as by felled power lines and trees. In British Columbia there were 380 fires reported burning as of Monday, August 21, 2023. About 30,000 people have been ordered out of their homes, about a third of them from around Kelowna, with a population of 200,000. About 500 municipal firefighters from about 30 communities were fighting the fire on Monday, in addition to the province's wildfire crews. Among the buildings burned down was a landmark resort on the shore of Okanagan Lake, the area's biggest tourist draw. Last week, the province banned travel by tourists to the affected region in an effort to free up hotel rooms and other accommodations for evacuees and fire crews. The city's airport has been closed during daylight hours to leave the surrounding airspace empty except for water-bombing aircraft and firefighting helicopters. On Monday, August 21, 2023, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau criticized Facebook's parent company, Meta, for continuing to block news on feeds viewed by Canadians, saying it has made it difficult for people affected by the fires to find reliable information. Meta took the step after Canada passed legislation that requires it to compensate Canadian news outlets. Facebook is putting corporate profits ahead of people's safety, Mr. Trudeau told reporters in Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island. Last week, Facebook activated an emergency service for areas affected by the wildfires, making available official government announcements. Southern Europe. https://www.newyorktimes.com/2023/08/246/World/Europe/Spain-Italy-France.html. Late summer heat wave bakes Southern Europe. In France, Spain and Italy, residents and tourists did their best to avoid scorching temperatures again. Late summer heat waves across the region have led to temperatures topping 100 degrees in Spain. Reported from Zaragoza, Spain, and from Paris. August 24, 2023. Excerpts edited by Rozep for brevity and clarity and relationship to residents against wood smoke emission particulates. In Southern Europe, a string of heat waves that have scorched the continent over the summer. In a region where it is not especially common for homes and businesses to have air conditioning, many areas sweltered under temperatures exceeding 86 to 95 degrees Fahrenheit, or 30 to 35 degrees Celsius, and some topped 104 degrees. In Italy, the health ministry has issued heat-related red alerts in more than half of the country's 27 main cities, including Florence, Venice, Milan and Rome, where tourists crowded around water fountains. Travelers are flocking to Europe this summer, and are taking measures to stay cool, even if it means running up against cultural norms. And Spain is sweltering under its fourth heat wave this summer, even as firefighters battle blazes that have broken out in the country's central and southern regions. Climate change, scientists say, is fueling more extreme weather events and heat waves in Europe. Wednesday was the hottest day ever recorded in France since 1947 for the second half of August, with an average nationwide temperature of 81.5 degrees Fahrenheit. Bilbao, Spain. A busy hit a stifling record temperature of 110.7 degrees Fahrenheit. In the Drôme, an area of southeast France has been hit particularly hard by the broiling temperatures. Since the death last summer of a garbage collector in Madrid who collapsed while sweeping streets, protocol also dictates 10-minute breaks in the shade every hour. In Italy's northern region of Veneto, about 100 irate workers ended their shifts earlier on Wednesday because they felt that measures put in place to mitigate heat, including watermelons, were insufficient. Many cities across southern Europe are trying to keep their citizens cool by extending park hours. Lyon, France, does the same with air-conditioned spaces like museums. Arizona, Phoenix. August 24, 2023. Phoenix's July in Hell, an entire month of temperatures reaching or exceeding 110 degrees has ground down people's health and patience in the Arizona city of 1.6 million. Hazy skies in the New Orleans metropolitan area caused by wildfires in western Louisiana. https://www.dsu.com/article/hazy skies in the New Orleans metropolitan area caused by wildfires in western Louisiana Sunday/ August 27, 2023. Louisiana, New Orleans. Excerpts edited by Rozep for brevity and clarity and relationship to residents against wood smoke emission particulates. Residents in southeast Louisiana woke up Sunday morning to a mysterious haze. The key is how much rain we get the next 2 days because come Wednesday and Thursday the fire weather concerns could ramp up with the strong winds and very dry air, and then of course whatever fires we get you can expect that smoke will linger, said a meteorologist with the National Weather Service New Orleans. The National Weather Service has since confirmed the cause of the haze and smoky smell is from the wildfires currently burning in western Louisiana. The same conditions are expected on Monday, officials say. It is normal for smoke from a wildfire to travel hundreds of miles. If you recall, back in June Canadian wildfires lit up New York City skies in an orange haze. Rozep view, prisoners used fire to protest prison lockdown conditions. Wisconsin, Waupun Correctional Institution. A television station reported that in Waupun prisoner protests after the August 19, 2023, prison lockdown, Waupun inmates set toilet paper tolls ablaze in protest. Inside Waupun Correctional Institution's nightmare lockdown. The New York Times. This story was originally published by Wisconsin Watch and the New York Times. Excerpts edited by Rozep for brevity and clarity and relationship to residents against wood smoke emission particulates. Prisoners locked in their cells for days on end report walls speckled with feces and blood. Birds have moved in, leaving droppings on the food trays and ice bags handed out to keep prisoners cool. Blocked from visiting the law library, prisoners say they have missed court deadlines and jeopardized appeals. Unable to access toilet paper, one prisoner tore his clothing into patches to use for tissue. 1,000 people incarcerated at Waupun Correctional Institution, a maximum security prison in southeast Wisconsin, have been confined mostly to their cells for more than 4 months, ever since prison officials locked down the facility and halted many programs and services. More than 24 prisoners at Waupun, the state's oldest prison, have revealed to the New York Times that since late March they have been forced to eat all meals in their cells, received no visits from friends or family, seen complaints of pain ignored and been allowed limited, if any, fresh air or recreation time. The Wisconsin Department of Corrections has offered little explanation about the lockdown or why it has lasted so long. The Caribbean, 2024. 2017's Fyre Festival organizer is out of prison and organizing a new 2024 Fyre Festival, with tickets sold in 2023. https://en.wikipedia.org/wiki/fyre_festival. Excerpts edited by Rozep for brevity and clarity and relationship to residents against wood smoke emission particulates. Fyre Festival was a fraudulent luxury music festival founded by con artist Billy McFarland and rapper Ja Rule. It was created with the intent of promoting the company's Fyre app for booking music talent. The festival was scheduled to take place on April 28 to 30 and May 5 to 7, 2017, on the Bahamian island of Great Exuma. In 2019, 2 documentary films were released that covered the Fyre Festival and McFarland. Fyre Fraud, directed by Jenner First and Julia Willoughby Nason, premiered on Hulu on January 14, 2019. Fyre, directed by Chris Smith, was released by Netflix on January 18, 2019. Proposed Fyre Festival 2, 2023, on April 9, 2023, Billy McFarland tweeted that there was to be a Fyre Festival 2 and claimed to have already secured funding for the event. The first 100 tickets were put on sale at $499, with prices later to increase. The festival's website said that the event was targeted for the end of 2024 in the Caribbean, and that the first batch of tickets had sold out within a day. California High School Rodeo Association. CHSRA Board begins process of procuring trainsets. Air Quality Matters. Air Quality Matters Science blog. Making sense of air quality data. PM 2.5 Though seemingly moot, still we shouldn't pollute, and more admonitions like it. Montana, Libby. EPA removes Libby from a list of cities that don't meet air quality standards. Montana Public Radio. Meeting air quality standards in 1993 due to high levels of particulate matter from dust on gravel roads and smoke from wood-burning stoves. Nevada, Pershing County, Burning Man. The Art and Fire of Burning Man, in Pictures, KRDO. KRDO. The Art and Fire of Burning Man, in Pictures. Thomas Wood and His Companion. August 27 to September 4, 2023. Oregon, Multnomah County. Health Department issues mandatory wood-burning restriction due to air pollution from wildfire smoke. Multnomah County. South Dakota, Rapid City. Rapid City Area Air Quality Board seeking at-large candidate to complete 3-year term. News Center 1. And to prevent adverse health and environmental effects resulting from fugitive dust emissions and smoke from wood burning and open burning. Canada, British Columbia, Cowichan Valley. Wildfire smoke colors island skies, but risk remains moderate. My Cowichan Valley now. My Cowichan Valley now. However, although the smell of burned wood and a yellowish-gray haze hangs in the air, it won't get as bad as the lower mainland and Fraser Valley. Canada, British Columbia, Fraser Valley Regional District. Air Quality Advisory issued, Fraser Valley Regional District. Fraser Valley Regional District. The fine particulate matter is primarily due to smoke from wildfires burning outside BC, and exposure to PM 2.5 is particularly a concern for Canada. Canadian wildfire smoke increased asthma-related ED visits in the U.S. MedPage Today. MedPage Today. Of particulate matter with aerodynamic diameter less than or equal to 2.5 m, PM 2.5, were highest on June 7 for all regions in New York, except the Adirondacks. Greece. Greek fire officials arrest 2 for arson as multiple wildfires continue to burn across the country. San Francisco Chronicle. One-of-a-kind Salvadoran restaurant brings wood-fired pupusas to the bay. Fire trucks are seen on a road in burned forest near the Fyre suburb. China. The challenge of population aging for mitigating deaths from PM 2.5 air pollution in China. Nature. Exposure to PM 2.5 air pollution has adverse effects on human health, causing premature death via diseases such as pulmonary and cardiovascular disease. India, Goa and Córdoba, Spain. Air quality in Córdoba is acceptable but not uniform. The Goa Spotlight. The Goa Spotlight. In none of the cases were provincial daily guidelines for fine particulate matter, PM 2.5, exceeded. 03_graphic_air-pollution.jpg. Indonesia, Jakarta. Jakarta air pollution polemic, government ignores and fails to guarantee citizens' rights, op-ed. Eurasia Review. This life expectancy is compared to when the population can breathe air with the PM 2.5 standard from World Health Organization, WHO. Based on Thailand, Bangkok. ASEAN meet agrees haze is top priority. Bangkok Post. Bangkok Post. Next year Thailand will be the host of the ASEAN Environment Ministerial Meeting. Keywords, ASEAN haze dust smog PM 2.5. ROSEP's editor makes a succinct argument, below. Please copy and paste into your own email to 13 Assistant Attorney Generals and to Dr. Jean Marazzo, the new Director of NIAID, succeeding Dr. Anthony Fauci, Dr. Hugh Auchincloss of NIH and Dr. Lawrence Tabak, Director of NIH. Dear Assistant Attorney General, attached is a letter I sent to National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, NIAID, Director Dr. Jean Marazzo, former acting NIAID Director Dr. Hugh Auchincloss and National Institutes of Health, NIH, Director Dr. Lawrence Tabak regarding regulation and potential shutdown of PM 2.5 polluting indoor residential wood burners. The letter asks Dr. Jean Marazzo to apply a parallel track in 2023 to indoor residential wood burning pollution, allowing a parallel track of both EPA wood stove certification, which is known to be ineffective in controlling PM 2.5 pollution, which is known to cause antibiotic resistance, which makes pandemics of infectious disease more likely and uncontrollable, alongside a complaint-based system based on Purple Air PM 2.5 monitor data from the yards of near neighbors of indoor residential wood burners. Dr. Anthony Fauci, Dr. Jean Marazzo's predecessor at NIAID, in 1989, allowed a parallel track of both Food and Drug Administration, FDA, use of AZT following clinical trials rules of use of that one AIDS drug which had a side effect of blindness, alongside allowing use of a second drug during a clinical trial, ganciclovir, which cured the blindness that was a side effect of AZT. I previously sent you a letter asking for you to include in your suit against the EPA, a suit that will commence if the EPA does not reply by August 24, 2023, and ask for a complaint-based system of regulating indoor residential wood burning, using data from Purple Air PM 2.5 monitors in the yards of near neighbors who complain of PM 2.5 from hyperlocalized indoor residential wood burners, even and especially those indoor residential wood burners which are already ineffectually certified by the EPA, that violate the EPA's own National Ambient Air Quality Standards, NOx, emission limits of 35 micrograms per cubic meter in a 24-hour period. Currently, if a near neighbor's complaint is made to a local health department, a complaint using federal NOx exceedance data is not considered as a basis for a complaint against neighboring indoor residential wood burning, nor a basis for shutting down the wood burning appliance if the indoor residential wood stove is federally EPA certified. Lawsuits for nuisance are expensive and beyond the means of the average American, and not considered precedents in courts, generally. Contacting state agencies or other means of shutting down polluting wood stove use affecting the health and lives of near neighbors are not effective because decisions made by the EPA affect the decisions of state agencies. Although the scope of your lawsuit seems confined to asking the EPA to continue their wood stove certification program as is, only at a faster pace, consider the intent that should be behind asking the EPA to tighten their standards for wood stove certification on a regular basis. The intent of an environmental protection agency is to protect the environment, perhaps narrowly construed to be protecting air, water and ground from contamination from industries. But people who live in the United States should actually benefit from the environment being protected, even if getting the EPA to act quickly to continue as they have been acting, only incrementally changing, is the narrow aim of this lawsuit. Tightening wood stove standards on a regular basis should have the result of protecting the environment, as well as protecting the people of the United States from harm from the air, water, and ground if contaminated, and protect the world from hastening of climate change. That is a broad scope, but by contacting NIAID I am pointing out that the EPA's responsibilities are intertwined with public health responsibilities of other government agencies such as NIAID. Please try to accomplish something for the American people with this lawsuit, as well as keeping our air, water, and ground theoretically pristine. As a state administrator, you may think that, taking a narrow focus, I am not your constituent, but by commencing to sue a federal agency, you are representing me as a citizen of the United States and as your constituent. Thank you. Sent to Cody.Doig@alaska.gov Alaska Senior Assistant Attorney General Cody Doig. Jason.James@ilag.gov Illinois Assistant Attorney General Jason James. Goldstein@oag.state.md.us Maryland Special Assistant Attorney General Stephen Goldstein. Turner.Smith@mass.gov Massachusetts Assistant Attorney General Turner Smith. Peter.Serdo@ag.state.mn.us Minnesota Special Assistant Attorney General Peter Serdo. Lisa.Morelli@law.njoag.gov New Jersey Deputy Attorney General Lisa Morelli. Nicholas.Batino@ag.newyork.gov New York Assistant Attorney General Nicholas Batino. Paul.Garahan@doj.state.or.us Oregon Attorney in Charge Paul Garahan. Steve.Novik@doj.state.or.us Oregon Special Assistant Attorney General Steve Novik. Nick.Persompieri@vermont.gov Vermont Assistant Attorney General Nick Persompieri. Caroline.Kress@atg.wa.gov Washington Assistant Attorney General Caroline Kress. Chris.Wrights@atg.wa.gov Washington Assistant Attorney General Chris Wrights. Jennifer.ScleanAir.gov General Counsel, Puget Sound Clean Air Agency Jennifer A. Dold. Jean.Marazzo@nih.gov Director of National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases Jean Marazzo. Hugh.Auchincloss@nih.gov January to July 2023 Acting Director of National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases Hugh Auchincloss. Lawrence.Tabak@nih.gov Director of the National Institutes of Health Lawrence Tabak. https://rasi President Tessword pre-sscom/ Please attach PDF letter to NIAID Director Dr. Jean Marazzo to an email from you to Jean Marazzo NIH Gov/ Episode 56 GF July 19, 2023. The ask, request a complaint-based system from 10 attorney generals suing the EPA to give wood stove users certainty. The ask, emails of 3 NIH officials Jean.Morazzo@nih.gov, Hugh.Auchincloss@nih.gov, Lawrence.Tabak@nih.gov emails of 13 assistant attorney generals, deputy attorney generals and general counsel preparing to sue the EPA to provide clarity for indoor residential wood stove manufacturers, vendors, and users. Instead, the Assistant Attorneys General should ask for a PM 2.5 pollution complaint-based system in place of the failed wood stove certification program. The states involved are Alaska, Illinois, Maryland, Massachusetts, Minnesota, New Jersey, New York, Oregon, Vermont, and Washington, as well as the Puget Sound Clean Air Agency. A new icon has been added to the RAWSC President's website, which is now the nearest right icon. The icon is an ask that has already been described in episode 56 GB, description of the parties who should be at the table when deciding on safe wood stove emission limits and fence line measurements, rather than wood stove certification, and emails to contact 10 deputy or assistant attorney generals and 1 general counsel. Those PDFs are included at the icon link. Residents Against Wood Smoke Emission Particulates, see https://rossipresidents.wordpress.com and click on the nearest right icon for the ask. 1. Email PDF letters to 3 officials of the National Institutes of Health, NIH, and NIID https://rossipresidenteswordpress.com/ please attach PDF letter to NIID Director Dr. Jean Morazzo to an email from you to Jean Morazzo NIH.gov/ the ask. 2. Email PDF letters to 13 Assistant Attorneys Generals, Deputy Attorney Generals and General Counsel https:// rossipresidenteswordpress.com/ please contact Attorneys General about August suit versus CPA asking for certainty for wood stove users. ROSSEP asks for complaint-based system based on PM monitor data exceeding EP/ to the right of that. 3. Barbie goes to the dating game https://rossipresidents.wordpress.com/1-Barbie-goes-to-the dating game to the right of that. 4. Cookies that may contain rocks are recalled https://rossipresidents.wordpress.com/cookies-that-may-contain-rocks-are- recalled/ to the right of that. 5. The Fox Owns the Forest card game https://rossipresidents.wordpress.com/the-fox-owns-the-forest-card-game-tba then to the right of that. The latest months, 6, August and 7, July 2023, of PDFs of articles with URLs to search on https://rossipresidents.wordpress.com/1-August-2023-PDFs-of-URLs and https://rossipresidents.wordpress.com/1-July-2023-PDFs-of-URLs to the right of that. 8. Stickers to hand out for ROSEP, games such as 9A, Bingo for ROSEP, 9B. Crosswords for ROSEP 9C, PM 2.5's Jeopardy free game https://u2.be/lnsg32pydnc 9D, PM 2.5 free Monopoly https://u2.be/cuck1pscqnq and Endwood Smoke Monopoly 9E, vending machines for PM 2.5 monitors, and 10. Icon links to 30-minute YouTube videos and Spotify podcasts as well as podcasts.google.com, Castbox and Pocket Cast. Pocket Cast is only free on the phone app. Pocket Cast works on Apple phones, and, below those icons, icon links to monthly URLs of PDFs from June 2023 to May 2022.